Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a fun one because we are going to be doing a wedding makeup trial on myself. If you are new here, I am getting married on February 12th. Supposed to be getting married if I can get a marriage license. Let's hope. Currently there is no indoor dining or dancing allowed where we are, so we have to postpone the reception, but we're still really hopeful that we'll be able to have the ceremony. So I have my brows done because that's like super boring, but I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade medium brown. This is what I'm going to be using on my wedding day. So yeah, I just thought maybe I could do a little bit of a wedding trial because I was exposed to COVID on Sunday. I'm filming this on Wednesday. So since I was exposed, I'm supposed to stay home. So I don't have anything else to do. So may as well take this opportunity to do a bridal trial on myself. It's a good idea content-wise, and I should probably know what kind of makeup I'm gonna do. Now, the thing is, I'm using this like a pointer. I thought for sure I was gonna go for like a shimmery kind of look, but I don't think I'm gonna go that way. I think I'm gonna go all matte actually, except for like a highlighter. But like on the lids and stuff, like my eye look, I'm thinking all matte. The inspiration for this look is Ariana Grande's bridal makeup look. I'm going to recreate that kinda to the best of my abilities, and I will show you all of the products that I'm going to be using because I do have like a core set of favorites, and obviously I'm gonna use my favorites on my wedding day. It only makes sense. So I'll show you what I'm using, and a lot of these products I do actually use on other people when I do bridal makeup. So this could be like a little bit of a tutorial as well. I could do like a bridal tutorial like on someone else. If you guys would be interested in that, let me know because I can definitely do that. I'll get one of my friends to model in for the video. I only use what I think is the best on other people because I try to give my clients the best quality possible. Anyway, let's just get into it. I have a little bit of Gatorade here because I'm not drinking enough lately, and I love sugar, so juice and Gatorade just like gets me so hype, and I will just drink for days. Okay, anyways, if you are unaware, Ariana Grande did get married this year. I'm gonna post a picture of the inspo look right here. And I joked when I did this video that I would use this as my bridal palette. Turns out I actually probably will. This is the Colourpop Feelin Bubbly palette. I am gonna depot these eventually, like after my wedding day, and put these in my kit because every single shade is really, really nice and definitely something that I would use on other people. Just for reference, my colors are burgundy. I guess that's just one color, but my theme is kind of like burgundy and rustic. We're getting married at a winery, so it's like, like a lot of wood, that kind of thing. But I think this look would be pretty universal for like any wedding theme, any wedding colors. So I'll zoom you guys in because I'm gonna start with eyes. I'm only gonna do the one eye and then I'll do the other off camera and we can move on to the face because once I get talking, this video would just be too long if I did both eyes. So I'm gonna start off by priming with my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be using this or my Tarte Shape Tape. There is a good chance that I'll use my Shape Tape just because I will be getting a spray tan because I'm like so pasty. It's quite disgusting. So I'm gonna be a little bit darker for the wedding, and Shape Tape is just what I have like a full range of, as well as the Catrice. I don't even remember what that's called. I don't know what it's called, but I really like that one. Liquid Camouflage, I think that's what it is. So it would be between one of those, but this is the shade that I have in my current skin tone. So this is what I'm gonna use today. And I'm just gonna prep my lids using this. Oh, that's cold on my lids. So Ariana's makeup artist kept things very light. It's hard to see what kind of undertones. I think there's almost a pinky undertone to like her outer corner. So for that reason, I am gonna go in with Blanc Slate, this shade right here. So honestly, the crease work isn't super heavy in her look. So I'm gonna keep it focused on mostly the outer corner and then kind of blend upwards. So I'm starting with my brush almost flat over here. This is a Fenty 230. If I could afford like a million of these for my kit, I so would. This brush rocks and no one talks about it. And then whatever's remaining on the brush, I'm going to lightly take throughout the crease and almost kind of like tap it into the crease so I don't go overboard, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Just like that. I'm pretty happy with the depth of that. I wonder if Ariana Grande's makeup artist said what they used on her. Okay, so they didn't actually say what they used. That's fine. Okay, so next up I'm gonna go in with my Urban Decay pressed powder, and I'm just going to set the brow bone, and then I'm just taking whatever's remaining on the brush and I'm just going to softly buff this out. Okay, so she doesn't go too dark on the eyes, so I'm not gonna leave it at this, but I am gonna add something not crazy dark. I'm going to go in with this shade here called Clink Clink. Actually, what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to take this shade and kind of take it outwards, since we will be doing a bit of a cat eye. The thing is, Ariana Grande wore like liquid liner for her wedding day. I don't know if I want to do that or if I want to go with a powder. It's going to be hard to decide. Anyway, I'm going back in with that shade Clink Clink, and I'm just kind of keeping it right to the outer portion of the lid. And actually, to apply this, I'm going in from above to make sure that I don't miss any spots. And I'm actually not going to take this up into the crease and like over, just because it is darker and I want to keep it concentrated to the outer portion of my lid. Then going back in with my blending brush, I'm just gonna buff that out. Okay, and there was some definite like lid carving going on in Ariana's look, so I'm gonna take a little more of the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and I'm just gonna use a really small, precise synthetic brush with the concealer, and I'm just going to, that was a lot, and I'm just gonna cut the crease. I just want to make it a lot sharper and really define where that lid is. I feel like my lighting's not good today. It's a really gloomy day, sorry. The thing is, when I do a cut crease normally, I take it up really high. I'm gonna follow more of my natural eye shape with this look. So I am taking it above my natural crease, but not as much as I normally would. Okay, so see, as I look forward, you can't really see much of the cut crease exposed, but when I look down, you can definitely see that it's there. So this just goes to show that this can also be achieved on hooded eyes, because my eyes are slightly hooded. And then what I'm gonna do is take a synthetic little brush, something that's more precise. This is a Colourpop E3, and I'm gonna go into this shade here called So Complex. It's like a matte creamy white. So I'm just gonna tap out any creases before I apply that shade. It's really important that you do that. And then I'm just gonna apply this creamy white shade. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. It is looking rather harsh, but we are gonna do some blending still. So I am gonna take a little bit more of that first shade, Blanc Slate, and I'm just gonna kind of run it on the lid where these two shades kind of meet. And then I'm also going to go in with the white shade So Complex, kind of put some here and just kind of go back and forth between them until I like how they're blended. And honestly, I still think in here might be a little bit too dark, so I'm going to go in with more of my pressed powder if I can find it, just a little bit more, and just kind of soften this a little bit. And I'm also going to take it right on the lid where that cut line is, and I'm just gonna run over that just a little bit, just to soften it ever so slightly. Okay, so it's very clear that Ariana did a liquid liner, so I'm gonna do that today. I might change it over to like a smoky shadow liner as the day approaches. I'm not totally sure yet. Also, I am gonna do lash extensions because I know for a fact that I'm gonna cry. But for today, we'll just stick to liquid liner and false lashes. So the first thing I'm gonna do is line my lash line, keeping it as thin as possible. I might even do a gel liner, honestly, because I do find gels easier to control than liquids. Okay, just like that. And then I'm gonna do a tiny little flick. And we're gonna keep it as thin as possible. Oh, this liner is drying out on me. That is so annoying. This is definitely thicker than hers. Okay, so that's kind of the line we have going right now. I am going to clean it up. I just need a cotton round. Please hold. Okay, so I'm just using a folded cotton round and a little bit of micellar water, and I'm just cleaning up the fallout. And then I'm also going to clean this up. And I will also sharpen the edge with some concealer. But I really like folding the cotton round so that it creates a straight line, so you can easily just go whoop and just keep it super straight. So I think I like that liner angle and everything. Yeah, so I'm going to pop off camera, do this eye, and then I will come back and we can continue. Okay friends, so I've just added a little bit of concealer and cleaned up my wings. And now I'm going to add a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter for a Superstar Youth Glow. And I'm just gonna apply this where I want to glow, you know? Here. I'm just using this as a primer. It's a product I quite enjoy. And then for foundation, I'm going to use my Beauty Blender Bounce. This is in the shade 1.2, which appears to be almost empty. I noticed that this foundation is no longer available on Sephora, just like really deep shades. So I think they're discontinuing this foundation, which makes me really sad because this shit is the best. I'm actually going to break into it at this point. I hope they're keeping the formula the same and maybe just, you know, redoing the packaging, because the packaging on this sucks. And like in order to really get your money's worth, you have to break the bottle to get in. There we go. So I just took the front panel off and then you can, you know, twist to open it and access more product. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do for foundation. I'm just going to blend out these under eye creases really quick. Then I'm going to use my Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is just the original. And I'm going to set my under eyes. That was a lot of powder. I'm not going to bake though, because I find that baking makes me look crepey. And I'm just going to set my nose as well. I'm just going to take this brush and kind of wipe away any excess product so that I don't get too crepey. I feel like this is the most boring video ever. I don't know. Guess we'll see. I'm also just going to take some of this powder on the forehead just to cut any shine. And I'm also going to go and take it along the cheekbones. Oh, and some on the chin. Now I'm going to do my lower lash line. I'm just going to take the shade Blanc Slate again and just kind of run it under here. I'm not being super neat with it. I just want to add a little bit of subtle definition under here. Then I'm just going to take this little kind of short brush guy and I'm just gonna blend that out. For the lower waterline, I'm going to use my Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Exit. For mascara, I'm gonna use the Bare Minerals Strength and Length Serum Infused Foundation, or mascara, sorry. This is just what I've been really liking lately. I will honestly probably go to the drugstore and pick up something waterproof for the day of, if I do wear mascara. I might not because I am gonna have lash extensions on. I've never had lash extensions, but I just feel like if I'm gonna cry, I don't want my lashes to fall off, you know, like that's like the most important part. Okay, now I'm gonna do some bronzing and contouring. I'm going to use this Juvia's Place bronzer palette. It's like a bronzer duo. This is in the shade Light. I don't know if I'm gonna use this in particular. This is definitely my favorite bronzer right now, but I'm not sure. If I can find a contour product that I like better, I might use that. I'm thinking about using the KVD contour powders. I don't know why I said powders like that. Contour powders. I think I like the shade Somber, so I might use that, but just for right now, I want to see how this looks. So I'm just going to do the sides of my forehead. I'm going to do the tops of my forehead, and I'm just going to keep it very, you know, soft. Then I'm going to take some of my Urban Decay pressed powder, just on the same brush, and I'm going to go over the edges a little bit, just to make sure that everything is super blended and seamless. I don't want anyone to see any forehead streaks. Then I am going to take the more cool tone shade in this duo and just kind of, I'm going to keep the contour very subtle. Like I don't think any more than that is necessary. So I just like to kind of almost lift here and just, I don't mind the Juvia's Place on my forehead, but I think it just gets too warm toned when it comes to my cheekbones. So I think I might use the somber shade for that. Then I am going to take this powder again. This is like my favorite. And I'm going to take my Beauty Blender dupe and just get some of the powder on there. And I'm just going to apply it under here so I have more of a sharp line. And then I'm going to take a bigger brush and just kind of go over that to make sure it's really nice and blended. So I'm just going to take this big Colourpop brush. This is a Colourpop F1. And I'm just going to kind of blend this backwards and kind of in upward strokes. And then for blush, I'm fairly certain the one I'm going to go for is by Milani. This is the Baked Blush in the shade Berry Amore. I like something a little bit pinker, so I think this is what I'm going to go for. It's either that or the Bahamas Blush Palette by Stilazzi. but I haven't used this in a while, so I'm gonna see how it looks. I'm just not sure I'm gonna like the gold shimmer that's throughout it. So I'm just bringing this back more on the cheek instead of keeping it closer to the apples. Let me know what you guys think about that blush color. And then I'm going back in with my Colourpop F1 and I'm just kind of blending around the apples so I don't have a super harsh line. For highlighter, I'm definitely going to go with either, it's one of these two. I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance highlighter in the shade Highlight 01, or I'm going to use Becca's Moonstone. I think I'm actually going to mix them today. Maybe I'll even be extra and do that on my wedding day. Then I'm going to go back into my blush brush with nothing else on it, and I'm just going to kind of marry the blush and the highlight together. It's all these little, you know, extra blending steps that make all of the difference. Then what I'm going to do is take my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pen, and I'm just going to kind of really sharpen up my brow edges now that I've applied the face makeup. Then I'm taking my handy dandy bar of soap and I'm just going to use some setting spray on it and a little spoolie, and I'm just going to comb these into place. I'm not going to do like the soap brows because I feel like that's a trend, and I feel like it's going to be something that people look back on and be like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? So I'm going to keep it to more like a sculpted natural brow, but I really like the soap to keep everything in place. And I'm going to do some very subtle nose contour. Well, I hope it's subtle. So that's how I apply the bronzer, and then I go in with my favorite powder, and then I just kind of sculpt the sides out, and then I can just kind of blend the two, and then I just go in with my sponge to blend things out. I don't know if that looks good. I think it might be a bit harsh. Then I'm just gonna add a little bit of highlighter to the bridge of the nose and a tiny bit on the tip, but nothing too crazy. Okay, and now a couple of final touches. I'm gonna go into this lightest shade called Pop Off, and I'm gonna use this on a small synthetic brush, and I'm just going to apply a bit of brow bone highlight. So highlighter is really the only shimmer in the look. And then I'm also going to do the inner corner. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to have lash extensions on, but for today I'm going to use the House of Lashes and Patrick Ta lashes in the style I Mean. These are just my favorite, and they, you know, kind of give a little bit of a cat eye effect. So I'm going to apply these off camera because I can't do it on camera anyway. I can't stay in the frame to save my life. And yeah, I will be right back. Okay, and lastly, lips. What I like to do for a lot of brides is go in with a liquid lipstick and then give them like a little thing of lip gloss for afterwards, because I don't really like, you know, liquid lipstick long term. But for the kissing aspect, you know, like you may kiss the bride, I don't know, just like the lipstick transfer isn't really a cute look. So I'm gonna go in with the Bare Minerals Gen Nude in the shade Swag. I've been really enjoying this color. Kind of mauve-y. I like it. I think that's a really pretty color. And then just on top, kind of in the center, I'm gonna go in with my Bite Lip Lab custom shade, and I'm just gonna place that in the center for a little bit of shine and to kind of lighten up the center to kind of have like a contoured lip effect. Ooh, I feel so pretty. I think this is definitely gonna be my makeup look. It's just classic, you know? And then for my hair, here, I'll zoom you out a little bit so you guys can see the completed look. So I think for my hair, I'm gonna do like a low updo. Maybe, I think a center part. I was gonna do it down, but I just feel like low up is just so much more me. And I wanna feel like myself still, you know? I don't wanna look in the mirror and be like, or even worse, look at photos and be like, who is that, you know? I am getting my hair done because I don't know anything about hair, but it will be like kind of low and piecey. Hopefully it'll look nicer than this, but this will do for now. And yeah, this is the completed look. I feel really pretty. I like how it turned out. I feel like this video was so incredibly boring. I hardly talked throughout. Usually I am super chatty, which is weird. I don't know why I was like that today. I was just like really focused, I guess, on busting out this look. I don't know. Yeah, so this is the completed look. Oh, also off camera, I set my face. I kind of forgot. I used the Fenty What It Do mist. This is the product, just in a different bottle. So I used that setting spray, and I feel like everything looks really good. I'm not sure if there's a ton that I'd change as of right now. I'm pretty happy with it. Let me know what you think. Also, I'm wondering, did you guys have any like beauty regrets that you did on your wedding day? I am really curious to know because I don't want to make the same mistake, you know? And yeah, yeah, I think that is it from me today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. Please don't forget to subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's okay. I just really appreciate you being here. It helps out my channel so very much by you watching. Please leave any video requests you may have in the comments down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!